Hola, 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 my beautiful people. It is Sunday, and it is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and I hope that you had a most blessed and wonderful, relaxing, engaging, invigorating, all of the good, happy qualities that we would want in our holiday season. So I hope you had a good holiday with your friends, family, loved ones, people that are important to you. Okay. We're using the old crow deck, the Urban Crows. I love this deck. And I just had a whole bunch that spewed out over here, so don't go away. And I guess we're going to rock and roll. I'm going to do them in a line of 3. So again, we're using the Urban Crow deck. I've got a line, we're going to do a line of 3. I've got this really cool little holder for your cards that I think you would really like to use. They're really neat. They're really pretty cool. And let's rock and roll. I'm like, they're screaming. And the first card that we have, and I'm laughing, is communication. And this is about, and I'm getting it's a two-way street. Communication is a two-way street. Not only do we speak to, what am I getting? Not only do we speak to send a message, but we also listen to receive. Listen to receive. Our obstacle card here is gifts. And I'm like, I want you to think of Trojan horse. That sometimes things can have an appearance of being very awesome, or the perfect scenario, the perfect gift. And I'm like, yeah, I got it exactly like that. Like, what I got was the Trojan horse, like in Helen of, Helen of Troy, Achilles, and all of that stuff, that I got the Trojan horse. And it was like, sometimes gifts can be a Trojan horse. And then I'm kind of laughing in my head. That means like you may not have anticipated that cute little puppy was going to grow up to be 120 pounds. That, in essence, can be a sense of a Trojan horse. It doesn't always mean something very negative, or that would have detrimental issue to it. Sometimes it's just a little bit more than what we anticipated. Now, mimicry is in the 3rd position here, and this is where I would normally look at something as being a help. And what I'm picking up on this particular card, because you're coming in where you have communication, which means that there's going to be things said, so there's messages sent and received. And that some of those messages, or could be that dog that, you're getting at Christmas, that's such a cute puppy, but grows to be 120 pounds, and that's a little much. These gifts are going to come in a different way or different forms. But the mimicry and what I'm getting in here is that some of us have, we have behaviors, we have the ways that we respond that never die. That even though we will tell ourselves that we will stand up for ourselves, that we don't always do that, and that there are times that we're just going to mimic or, mouth the gratitude. So it's, instead of confronting this Trojan horse coming through head on, we'll accept it. Like with a thank you, that was so thoughtful of you. When inside, we're not feeling that way. That on the inside, we're feeling kind of ripped and torn with that. So I'm going to say I feel like ripped and torn. It's like almost being humiliated and telling somebody thank you for humiliating me. Commitment is on the next line. And so this is where we're kind of at this point. And I'm going to say a commitment I'm getting is an agreement. We've made an agreement, or we're making an agreement. to do something, to fulfill something, to be connected, to be a part of something. But what it's doing is it's actually creating some anxiety and bringing up old memories, old thoughts, old beliefs, old patterns. So falling back into a rut. What I'm picking up when I'm looking at both of these cards is like being in that situation where you've been there and you've done that, and it knocks on your door and you open the ding dang door. You've already been there, you've already done that, you pretty much know what the modus operandi is, but you're like taking this breath and going like, maybe something has changed. Maybe something has changed. So let's take a look at the help card and see if anything has changed. And oh wow, and where it's going on that. And what I'm picking up on this one, my friends, is that you know the old cliche or adage that distance makes the heart grow fonder? Well, this is not so much the case. That it is what I'm getting here is I'm getting distance as in like the way people treat you. And what I'm getting in this is like going in through this commitment. You're really not totally committed into it. There's actually a sense of hesitancy and an inability to totally connect, to totally commit. What I'm picking up is that it's so easy to say yes. It is so easy to say yes, but it is one of these challenges that at this given point, you have probably 25% expectancy of following through with what you're agreeing to. So you're making an agreement, and I'm getting like putting a band-aid on a gaping wound to make everything okay for right now. But it is something that you're not wholeheartedly into and a little bit reserved or distant on. Not fully connecting in with this commitment that you're putting yourself in the middle of. So this third line is, where are we going with this? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to say a little bit of blindsided there. Let me go with these first two right here. And I'm going to call this kind of playing around or getting into, and I'm going to call it unfamiliar or uncharted territory. So in many ways, we could say this is about crossing the line. Okay, and getting into something that you are not familiar with, and that you have absolutely about that much ability to navigate through by knowledge or wisdom. Doesn't mean you don't have instinct. It just is indicating that in this sense where you're going with this stuff you're in the middle of here, coming in this week, is that you're going to be going into some uncharted territory, something that you're not familiar with. And then this is where I get, and the word I got was blindsided. This is where you get, yes, do watch the beginning, Amber. But this is where we get blindsided here. Anticipation is you've already kind of got some things working in your head of where you think they're going to go or where you want them to go. And when I'm seeing it upside down with this play and then territory upside down, the feeling I get in there is being blindsided. But always remember, chance favors the prepared mind. So it's kind of like saying, hey, you need to be prepared to be unprepared to be prepared. Be prepared to be unprepared, I guess, is the best way to say that. Now, where is this all leading to? What's the final outcome? What's the anticipation? And I'm getting here. Growth and battle are the first two cards. And growth is, we're going to grow from this. We're going to be more knowledgeable. We're going to have some wisdom. And I'm going to use the word street smart, because that's the way it came across, is that you'll actually gain some street smart through there and be able to make some really good observations of self. Now, the challenge card was a little bit of a concern, and I felt battle, and I was like, it's hard for us to let things go. All right, so kind of reflecting back, it's like going into this commitment or this agreement, it's in something that really kind of brings up some old negative feelings, or feelings that give us maybe a little, create some anxiety within our spirit. And what happens is that even though we really don't want to be a part of this, we kind of sort of connect in, but not totally. And we get blindsided. We grow from this. We're going to have this a batch of new wisdom, new insight, new perspective. But there's still this part that we just have a difficult time leaving some things behind. And then the ending card here for this reading is anomaly. And an anomaly is something that is totally and I'm going to use the word freak accident in quotation marks, something rare and distinct. So what I feel on this is that regardless of how crummy we may think this perception, this experience might be, that we actually gain a lot more from this experience this week than what we anticipated or what we thought. But most importantly is that we walk out holding, and we can hold in our hands, we can hold in our heart, we can hold in our energy field. We walk out holding a very cherished, rare characteristic / quality. So even if it seems that some of this was like, oh God, I don't want to have to go back into those trenches again, we actually walk out with the reward. Whew. So don't take this and go, oh my gosh, it's going to be a crappy week. No, it's going to be an enlightening week. It's going to be a week that changes your perspective for the better and helps you to become a better person. So I hope you enjoyed this week's energy forecast. I will be stopping in soon, hopefully sometime today. I'm going to work at the dispensary, so feel free, if you're in the Moore area, to come by and see me at the dispensary. If you have your medical card, test week. Yeah, it is test week. If you have your medical card, I would love to. I got a crazy wild hair. I would love to muscle test to see what products are best for you. So just text me, because I can't say the dispensary online. So just text me, 405-549-3766. And I will be happy to let you know what dispensary, and come by and see me. I'm there for the next couple of days. And then December 9th, I have a cacao. It's actually a 3-hour festival or a 3-hour ceremony to release resentment and rage, so that we can start the new year with a clean slate, a pure heart, an open mind. It is on a Saturday night, December 9th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The first part is a burning ritual. Then we will be doing a Reiki ritual in between, and then going into a evening cacao ceremony. Now this is going to be a heavy dose on the cacao ceremony. So some people, when they do cacao, don't sleep very well. So don't plan on sleeping Saturday night. Now, I have had a couple of people that have done the cacao and they ended up like passing out when, I had to go home and take a nap. So that's not unusual for that to happen. And then last but not least, today is the last day of the buy one, get one free on my Square appointment. So if you go online anytime from now until midnight Central Standard Time, or when I get up in the morning, and you schedule any service that you want to do, you schedule that service and pay for it when you schedule it, you will receive a gift certificate for the same service, but you can either use it for a second visit or another visit, or even better, you can pass it on as a Christmas gift. So I hope you dig today's reading and everything associated with it, and I hope to see you soon. Y'all need to come and do the cacao ceremony with me.